We'll take a look at our cage muscle tail of the tape for this lightweight semifinal. Leg reach advantage once again goes to Chris Wade. He also has a 2-inch reach advantage. When it comes to those punching exchanges, he is 2 inches taller and 3 years older than the representative of Tajikistan, number 7 seed Loik Radzhabov. Lillian Garcia, let's go.
This is the final semi-final fight in the lightweight division, brought to you by Presidente. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a wrestler, standing at 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 154 pounds. In 14 professional bouts, he has a record of 12 wins, 1 defeat, and 1 draw. He is the number 7 seed, fighting out of Dushanbe, Tajikistan, Loik Radzhabov. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He is also a wrestler, standing at 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. In 22 professional bouts, he has a record of 17 victories and 5 defeats. He is the number 3 seed, fighting out of Iceland, New York. Here is the Long Island Killer, Chris Wade. Your referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Jason Herzog, the third man inside the cage, equipped with our ref cam inside the PFL Smart Cage. If necessary, he will give us the ref's eye view. Chris Wade, the Long Island Killer, in the red. Loik Radzhabov, unfortunately, also wearing red. Leaping kick attempt there by Chris Wade. Loik Radzhabov catches him and dumps him. Radzhabov on top. Chris Wade fighting his way back to his feet on a single leg. From out transition. A knee lands for Radzhabov, and a big head toss. Head and arm there for Chris Wade.
You don't see that too often. It was a classic wrestling technique. And Loik just kind of loaded it up for Chris, and he went with it.
And now Chris Wade trying to isolate that arm for Loik Radzhabov. Torque on that wrist and force a tap. Radzhabov doing a good job of pulling his elbow back to his body. But Wade has the left hand of Loik Radzhabov locked up tight. Now Radzhabov steps to the back of Chris Wade.
Radzhabov is a powerful man. That position that Wade was in was a dominant position for Chris Wade.
The risk of the headlock is that sometimes you can give up your back. Chris is probably lucky the fence is right there, so Loik couldn't just climb right into the back position.
And Loik, there we go.
Throws a hook in, and now he tosses his left arm up over the neck and shoulder of Chris Wade. There's that seatbelt handcuff position.
Far wrist ride. Catch a guy on the ground and you suck that far wrist up there, it could be a very dominant position. We've seen that a couple times this evening.
Wade is going to be in on a head outside, single position.
Cranking on the neck of Chris Wade. Loik Radzhabov has his hands locked. Wade tries to spin out of it. Finds himself underneath Loik Radzhabov on a single leg. And back to standing they go. Side kick there from Chris Wade. Big winging right hand from Loik Radzhabov. A big knee. Herzog calls the timeout on the low blow. You heard that one thud. Chris Wade will get up to 5 minutes to recover from the accidental groin strike. Hard to tell from that angle, but the sound of it was telltale. That hit the cup.
And you know, sometimes you can hit the edge of the cup and just raise the cup up into the groin, and it still has that effect of a shot. It's from that angle, it didn't look like it was a low blow, but again, could have pulled the cup up. And I hear Jason Herzog saying that he could totally hear it. he heard the cup hit. I didn't hear it. You said you heard it.
I heard it, and I'm wearing headphones. I heard that kind of hollow echoing. That only happens with a cup shot.
I don't hear that good in the first place, so I didn't hear anything.
We're old over here, Sean.
2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here on the timeout in round number 1. Lightweight semifinal. The winner will go to face Natan Schulte, the season 1 champion in New York City, for a belt and $1 million.
There's two sides to this recovery. Chris Wade can take his time and really catch his breath because he spent a lot of energy so far in this first round, but he's also letting his opponent catch his breath and rest over there too. So there's two sides to that coin.
And of course, Radzhabov, you can see just by a very muscular guy. Oftentimes, that kind of muscle requires a lot of oxygen, and you'll see some fatigue play a factor in fights. But Chris Wade is all about his own recovery right now. Looks like we're ready to replay this. Herzog asking Loik Radzhabov to make sure those knees stay north of the equator. Wade says he's good. Loik Radzhabov ready to go. Back in action here. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in round 1. Inside leg kick there from Chris Wade, the southpaw. Front kick, and one misses for Wade. Another inside leg kick. Hook from Loik Radzhabov. Right hand lands. Loik Radzhabov getting aggressive in the strikes here. Chris Wade grabs.
Nice little
Beautiful lat drop with the trip.
And now Loik Radzhabov circles to north-south in a neck crank position here.
That was a big, strong guy to be hanging on your neck.
And he doesn't have the choke, but he can be cranking the neck from this position. And that's why Wade has that forearm under his chin. That's relieving some of the pressure. By pushing Loik's neck up, Chris Wade is able to relieve some of that pressure on his own neck.
Wow, interesting strategy there by Loik Radzhabov. Just going to crank on the neck. Not attempting to isolate an arm, force that shoulder choke. Just immediately going after the neck crank in north-south, and now he finds himself in this crucifix position. Radzhabov riding Chris Wade. He's got that leg laced. Raining down some hammer fists from the top. Wade attempting to grab an outside head. Now head inside single. Radzhabov stuffing the head of Chris Wade so far.
And Wade's got to get off his heels. You look.
1 minute left.
Take a look inside Wade's corner. See the advice they're giving their fighter. Well, we saw this hyper-aggressive style from Loik Radzhabov in his first regular season bout. Chris Wade kicks the leg out from under him, but Radzhabov recovers his balance. Big knee there from Loik Radzhabov.
This is the first round. We've got 30 seconds left. This has been grueling, and both these men fought 10 minutes earlier.
Fight twice, win twice for the right to take on Natan Schulte in New York City. Wade wings a hook. Once again, forces Loik Radzhabov against the cage. Wade reaching up over here for a guillotine attempt, or at least to hang on the head of Loik Radzhabov. 10 seconds left in round number 1. The first of 3 here in semifinal action. Radzhabov finishes the round, pressing Chris Wade against the cage. A grueling first round. We saw a little bit of everything, the wrestling, the cage fighting, aggressive striking from both guys. Nothing real technical or precise in the striking department. There's Loik Radzhabov's corner.
Well, that was an interesting tactic. I don't think I've seen that before.
Kyle, what do you got?
Take a listen inside Wade's corner.
Go right to the seatbelt. You can't stay down on your knees on this guy. If you throw him in the headlock, both
Squeeze his head, turn the legs, and get on top. Get on top. Don't squeeze.
Don't hold on to that head in the headlock.
We gotta keep our feet moving. We can't just stand there and try to throw one big punch because he's gonna keep coming back. You're gonna keep coming back. If he doesn't like the way you're moving, same in here. Let's start changing those leg kicks and then to knees. Leg kicks, knees. Inside leg kicks, outside leg, and then knees. Front kick. Come on, Chris.
You see Ryan LeFlair there, coach and training partner for Chris Wade, asking for more combinations. Doesn't want the big one-punch attempts. Seems like good advice. You also heard his wrestling coach talking about you can't stay on your knees underneath this guy, which is what you were saying, Eve.
Yeah, you want to get your heels away from your butt. You can't stay on your knees, and if your heels are touching your butt, you're on your knees and you're just letting them put their weight on top of you.
Chris Wade is showing some respect for Radzhabov's power.
A right hand punctuates that point. Radzhabov with the body kick there. Just stalking down Chris Wade, walking forward, hands down. Wings a big left hand, now Chris Wade down on the body. Drags Radzhabov to the mat, but a nice whizzer there by Radzhabov. Compromises the positioning of Chris Wade. Fatigue starting to set in here in the second round for both of these guys. A $1 million championship spot on the line against Natan Schultz for the winner. It's fight twice, win twice for both of these men if they want to advance to that championship. Now they're in the fourth round of MMA for each of them tonight. Natan Schultz, the #1 seed, returning champion, and already victorious in his semifinal, watching on. Radzhabov able to spin off the fence here.
Chris Wade needs to straighten out that right hand. I think if he quits looping it, it shows it straight down the middle, it'll land.
Another
headlock again.
Another head and arm there for Chris Wade, and this time he'll use it to step over into the full mount.
Nice work by Chris Wade.
Chris Wade
heard his cornerman tell him, don't just hang on to the headlock, step over.
Radzhabov using the same escape we saw from him against Islam Mammadov. Bench press and ab crunch at the same time. He's able to get back to his feet. Now Chris Wade hanging on the neck, heavy. Radzhabov able to shrug off the pressure. Continuing to walk down Chris Wade. Tries to dump him over his own right leg. Wade's balance prevails in that exchange. The jab starting to land for Chris Wade. His corner was asking for it. Radzhabov still wading in with big punches.
Stay high, Chris. Chris, 2.5 minutes left. Stay high. Hold under his butt. Hold under his butt, Chris. Hold under his butt.
Is it me or has Radzhabov slowed down a little bit this round?
I think the fatigue's starting to set in. As he's a very muscular guy and a very tough
big head kick.
Quarterfinal fight. Eve, I'm curious about Radzhabov's strategy here because he's walking, he's moving forward, he's crowding up his own punches and going chest to chest with Chris Wade when he gets in close.
Yeah, and that's why Chris Wade is able to wear on him. Radzhabov is carrying around a lot of muscle and a lot of size on his own, so when Chris is leaning on him, he's carrying that extra weight of someone else. He needs to stay at distance, stay at range, because it's obvious that he's the one that wants to land the punches, while Wade is the one that wants to wrestle.
Hook lands on the exit there for Loik Radzhabov. Take a look inside his corner.
Yeah, keep going, go in. Close the distance. Yes, left. Keep your hands up. Protect yourself. Circle. Move.
Chris is
Move from the left.
complaining about something.
Keep your hands up. Finish. Go in.
Radzhabov landing a couple in that exchange, but Chris Wade very game and coming right back at the Tajikistan fighter. Wade once again down on a double leg. Radzhabov with a big right hand. His mouthpiece comes out, reaches down himself, puts it right back in, and says, let's go again. Just misses on the knee. Big left hand from Radzhabov. Push kick to the body, answered by Chris Wade. And now they're trading. Radzhabov on the back of Chris Wade. He's got the rear naked choke in around Chris Wade's neck. Cranking on it. Wade will look to turn his heel.
He lost it.
Nice defense by Chris Wade, but now still underneath Loik
the back
Radzhabov.
door.
I'd like to see another angle on that.
Hammer fist from the top for Loik Radzhabov. Chris Wade trying to get his opponent down to the mat one more time as round 2 closes out. There's the end of round 2. A grueling semifinal fight. Chris Wade, the blonde hair. Loik Radzhabov, the dark hair.
Both wearing red shorts. Tough to score both these rounds. I eked out the first round for Radzhabov, and I eked out the second round for Chris Wade. He did a nice job with that headlock in the second round, stepped over his full mount. Both guys had great exchanges.
Once again, listening inside the corner.
We need to start picking this up. We need to win this round. We need to finish him this round. You got that? Look at me. You got that, man? Let's fucking go.
Kyle, what do you got?
He's cracking, man. He's tired. Don't show me you're fucking tired. Let's go.
Win this for your daughter. Let's go. Win this for your daughter.
The message from Chris Wade's corner, put the pressure on. They think Loik Radzhabov is tired and starting to crack. I am not getting the same sense from
Thought
Loik
that for a
Radzhabov.
second, but then that last 30 seconds, he came storming back hard in that second round.
Tough to score this one. A third and deciding round potentially in this lightweight semifinal. The winner moves on to a New York City Championship bout against Natan Schultz. Fight twice, win twice. Both of these men trying to do that tonight.
And Wade's gonna have to lay it all on the line, because you know if he loses the decision here in a close fight, he's not gonna be happy with that result.
Once again able to grab on to Loik Radzhabov. Radzhabov trying to push the head of Chris Wade down. Wade turns to the back of Loik Radzhabov. Radzhabov shrugs his way out of the takedown attempt. And once again, hands down, walks directly into striking range for Chris Wade. Radzhabov trying to trade with Chris Wade here. Closing the distance, smothering the punches. The American fighter pressing his Tajikistan opponent up against the cage.
Sean, this is round 3. You've done this last year. You fought twice in one night. What are these men going through right now?
Well, I wish I could fully sympathize. My second fight, ended in the first minute of the first round. So I was able to avoid this process, but obviously there's an accumulation of fatigue. Both of these guys have significant muscle mass. Both of their first bouts had a lot of this grinding, wrestling up against the cage and elsewhere. Loik Radzhabov just continuing to walk in. Strategically, I think that maybe there's something left to be desired here, but he's being extremely aggressive, which often goes a long way in the eyes of the judges, Randy.
That is true. The guy that's plodding forward, the guy that's keeping the pressure on, a lot of times will get the nod in a very close and hard to score fight.
Another headlock here for Chris Wade, but Radzhabov able to step around and get on the back.
And that does get harder to hit the later you get into a fight. More sweat, you get a lot more slippery. Sometimes, you know, you get cut.
Now Radzhabov on the back of Chris Wade. Can he stay there as Wade continues to turn? A lot of sweat, slippery. There's Natan Schultz watching. He will face the winner on New Year's Eve in New York City.
Oh, he's neck crank, but he doesn't have the forearm in the right position. Chris Wade is going to be able to relieve that pressure. But Radzhabov is a powerful man, so.
Trying to get that short choke. If he can't get it underneath the neck, it'll just be a crank. Left hand's raining down from the top for Loik Radzhabov. 2 minutes left in this semifinal bout.
Good job by Wade getting back to his feet. He was in a really bad spot. out for a while.
A slip for Chris Wade on that exchange of kicks. Now Loik Radzhabov looking to his corner for the advice. Isolating the leg of Chris Wade on the bottom.
See some of the fatigue in Chris Wade. He didn't scramble to get back to his feet. He kind of rolled back to his back, accepted that he was on the bottom.
And this is a very, very tough place to finish a takedown from, Randy.
Absolutely, head outside, stuck on your knees. Tough to turn the corner against a big, strong guy with strong hips from there.
Radzhabov steps out of it, goes right back to work with an uppercut. Closing in on 1 minute remaining here in this lightweight semifinal. Radzhabov able to trip the legs out from under Chris Wade, maybe taking control here late in this fight, Randy.
It appears that way. Chris is running out of both time and gas, it looks like to me.
He's been continually seeking these takedowns. Can you get any offense started even if you get him down on the ground with this much fatigue, this much sweat, and relatively evenly matched wrestling skills? Radzhabov once again searching for some ground and pound here with Chris Wade underneath him.
Radzhabov is still a stronger man. You see him looking over his corner, giving him a thumbs up, telling him that he's not too worried about Chris Wade.
Ooh, big knees. Watch the knees.
Another knee, 20 seconds left. Now down to 15. Chris Wade still searching for a takedown. Hammer fists and punches. Loik Radzhabov will just ride it out. He's celebrating, but is it premature? That's a close fight. Loik Radzhabov feels like he has it in the bag.
I give Radzhabov the edge in this one. I think he won that fight. I feel like he could have won all 3 of those rounds.
This is the toughest night in mixed martial arts. You have to fight twice and win twice. Both of these men won their quarterfinal bouts to get to this point. We'll see what the judges think of their semifinal performance. A grinder of a semifinal. The corner of Loik Radzhabov looks like they're confident that the judge's decision will go their way. There's Natan Schultz looking on. Let's take a look at these replays here, Eve.
Right here, Radzhabov hits a beautiful foot sweep and gets to that top side control. He looks like he's looking to set up a darce, but Chris Wade gets that elbow out and then he goes to that top side north-south choke. Wade lands a beautiful jab as Radzhabov comes in, makes him miss with that punch. But that's what Chris needed to do on the outside. Just keep sticking him with the jab. Radzhabov landed some beautiful knees as Wade is trying to wade his way in to get to these underhooks, but he wasn't able to keep him outside. And right here, this position, Radzhabov has been here a lot tonight. He was on top, landing big shots and just defending takedowns. He's a powerful man. You see it in every punch that he lands. He gets your head moving, he gets your whole body moving. Radzhabov is a very tough guy. Chris Wade tried to put a lot of pressure on him, but his strength he was able to maintain his strength and land the big shots when he needed to. It seems that Wade wasn't able to effect the offense that he wanted to, and Radzhabov was able to just ride it out when he needed to and land big shots every opportunity he had. Right there, the foot sweep, the cut quick, cut kick, taking Chris off his legs, keeping him on his back.
We'll have a decision when we return here on ESPN+. Welcome back to Mandalay Bay. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Eve Edwards. Our Cageonomics final fight stats. Loik Radzhabov more active in the striking, especially on the ground. Both men with a couple of takedowns here. Close, grueling fights. Randy, how do you score it?
I have it 2 rounds to 1 for Radzhabov. I thought that Chris Wade eked out that second round with the really nice headlock stepping the mount, but again, tough one to call.
We'll have the official decision with Lillian Garcia inside the PFL Smart Cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored the bout 30-27. For your winner by unanimous decision and advancing to the 2019 PFL World Championship in the lightweight division, Loik Radzhabov!
The second 7 seed of the night, moving on to a championship bout. Daniel Pineda did it at featherweight. Loik Radzhabov does it at lightweight. We'll have 2 1 versus 7 championship bouts on New Year's Eve.
Lucky number 7.
There's your final lightweight playoff bracket. Natan Schultz, Loik Radzhabov for a championship, the belt, and $1 billion on New Year's Eve. There's Natan Schultz. I'm sure at some point we'll find out how Russo feels about the matchup. Caroline Pierce is inside the cage with our winner.
Thank you, Sean. I am indeed. Loik, congratulations after losing your first fight of the regular season. 3 tough-fought victories. Following that, you've made it through for the chance to fight for $1 million. Tell us how this feels.
Прежде всего, поздравляю с победой. Первый бой проиграли, но после этого вы 3 выиграли. Как вы считаете, сейчас вы как довольны своим, как вы выступили?
Hello, Las Vegas. Ассаламу алейкум. Я хочу поблагодарить всех, кто здесь участвует, именно моих друзей, моих братьев, моих земляков. Да, конечно, я первый бой проиграл. Я был очень расстроен, потому что у меня был сухой рекорд. Но были свои причины, я не хочу об этом говорить. Но да, я настраивался, чтобы получить $1 миллион, так как это я не только представляю себя, я представитель своего народа. Конечно же, я хочу, чтобы в этот пояс я отвез там свою родину, чтобы показать своим братьям и сестрам из Таджикистана. Извиняюсь, я чуть уставший. Можно я разговариваю иногда тоже на эмоциях.
Hello, Vegas. I would like to thank everybody, all my family, all my fans. I really felt the support. Well, of course, the first fight that I lost, that was disappointed. But there is a reason for that. But now I'm ready to go for that $1 million. I represent my nation, I represent my roots, and I'm gonna go get it.
Congratulations, Loik Radzhabov. We'll see you in the final. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Caroline.
Yeah. Get ready. Listen. What you wanna do? If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. And you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse. Being timid, that ain't cool. Nah.